All right, there we go.
All right, so
Okay, this will call this special meeting of the Conservation Commission to order at 3:01 p.m. on October 3rd. And then we do a roll call.
Charles Hastings.
Rebecca Hastings.
John Racine, ex officio.
And Jenny Lucas, member.
all right,
And
so you have a quorum of the board, so thank you for coming in on such short notice. The purpose of the meeting today was to inform the Conservation Commission that we have a wetlands permit related to the new transfer station up above that we are building for the town next year. We've submitted a wetlands application for the related to that project. It consists, you have a map in front of you that there's two pages. The first page is our existing conditions map, which looks like this. And I'll explain a little bit to you. A portion of map 107 lot 5. So in the upper left-hand corner, you have the existing lagoon number 3, which is our sludge lagoon. So the plant, just a real quick, in the operation of the plant, the wastewater comes in, it gets pumped up to lagoons 1 and 2, flows through those and goes through the treatment plant, and it receives its tertiary treatment inside the plant. When that tertiary treatment is finished, the sludge that comes out of the clarifiers is then pumped up to this sludge lagoon, and the clean effluent goes out.
So these are
So-
both different stages. of
No,
sludge?
and so we're only up here in the upper left-hand corner right now. So
Okay.
we collect that water over the year, and about this time each year, we take a mobile pump and we pump the sludge that is in this lagoon in the upper
Okay.
left-hand corner onto it calls it a sludge lagoon, but that's the drying bed.
Okay.
Okay, so we disperse the sludge onto that sludge drying bed,
Mhm.
and it sits there until early September, mid-September. It dries out, so it freezes over the winter and dries out. And then we scrape it off of the sludge drying bed and we put it into a truck, and they take it to a facility where it gets mixed
Mhm.
and it gets used as fertilizer up
Fertilizer,
in Canada.
This is
So-
right behind the brush pile.
Yeah, right behind the brush pile. For those of you who've been up there. So what we are doing, if you remember, is we are ceasing to use this sludge drying bed.
Right.
We're turning this into the new transfer
Part of it.
station area.
Mhm.
So if you go to the second page, this wetlands permit is, oh, one more thing, sorry, go back to the existing conditions. To the right of the drying bed,
Yep.
there is a stream that runs
Yeah.
from Tecumseh Road all the way down to the bottom towards the condominium buildings at the bottom of the sheet.
Mhm.
This is the stream
Mhm.
that is there right now.
Mhm.
That is coming out from a pipe, a culvert that is under Tecumseh Road. Okay, and then empties into this, and it's an intermittent stream. It
Yeah.
does not have water in it year round. So what we are doing, if you go to the second page, is we're intercepting that water. You go up to the middle top middle piece, you see Tecumseh Road and the
Mhm.
dotted line that's underneath it, that's the existing culvert.
Mm.
We are connecting that to a new culvert instead of letting it drop into the stream. It'll get intercepted by a new culvert, which is this dotted dashed area here. And then it exits that longer culvert, which is approximately 135 feet long. Okay. Into a swale, rock-lined swale.
Mhm.
Okay.
Hmm.
And that's just to move it down so that it doesn't come out into this area where we're building the new transfer station.
Mhm.
Plus, we will be getting some additional, because we're gonna pave portions of the
Right.
new transfer station. So there will be some additional runoff from that as
From
well.
that, yeah.
And that is what the other dashed line beside the word access drive. There will be a culvert underneath the access drive to the left there, this.
Mhm.
Okay, that's about 55 feet long. And that's also a culvert. And that drops into a stone catch basin type of area there. And those two go together and then they flow to the south and away
Mhm.
from the new transfer station pipe. This wetlands permit is only for these two pipes.
Right.
If there's anything else that, as they get into the more design work, we'll do another wetlands permit if we have to,
Mhm.
okay? So all we're doing, primarily what we're doing is the water that currently flows under Tecumseh Road will instead of just flowing into this open intermittent stream area, will be carried by this pipe down to here and then into the open.
Away from that.
And it's just to get it away. Now, the culvert under Tecumseh Road, we've already got a wetlands permit for that.
Mhm.
It'll be replaced as part of the road project. Okay, so I think there's already been a plan that I think you guys, I don't know if we looked at it in this kind of detail. But we did show that to the Conservation Commission, and that was by HEB engineers on the road project.
Mhm.
This 55-foot second culvert,
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out what that's draining, where it's coming from.
well, there will be reshaping, so these elevation lines
Yeah,
that
yeah.
are at the upper end of that,
Yeah,
it says 1480 and
1480.
1482. That's part of that'll be the design of this is not finished,
Of course.
but it'll tie in to whatever their design is. So my plan would be to, as soon as we have it available, we'll provide the planning board, the Conservation Commission, the selectmen copies of the conceptual plan. I just don't have it yet. So I don't know where exactly
Yeah.
on the existing conditions it is.
Yeah.
But it takes into account the drainage that they're expecting to come
And
off.
this really nice gravel bed here.
Yeah,
This
well,
goes
that'll
through
be
both of
rock.
them.
That'll actually be
Rock.
open rock. Yeah.
And that's roughly like.
That's
somewhere
in there,
Somewhere
yes.
in there near. the-
So it's in the bottom right hand, if you go back to the existing conditions page. And you see the lot line that makes a sharp corner below the
Yeah.
drying bed.
Mhm.
That's roughly where
Okay.
the outfall is for the two new pipes.
Mhm.
That may vary a little bit. When they get the final design done, they would probably do an amendment if it changes. I don't know what the exact DES rule is for when they would have to amend this wetlands application, but I don't anticipate that we'll have that much of a change because we're not changing elevations here at the sludge drying bed area much. when we are building the new transfer station. We're not gonna import a whole bunch of material.
Mhm.
It's gonna be done at basically the same elevation that it is right now. That's one of the reasons why we chose that spot. So
And
it ties in well with Tecumseh Road.
they think it's clear of huge boulders and things that. they
Oh, there's,
can get.
yeah, there will be nothing underneath there because when the lagoon was built, the sludge lagoon was built, and when the drying bed was built, that area was
That wasn't
all
cleared.
disturbed and cleared, so no, we don't anticipate
Okay.
any major issues.
The road that comes in from Tecumseh
Mhm.
to the new transfer station, do you know roughly how long that is?
The
Not yet.
access drive.
It doesn't, it's not defined yet.
Do you know how
No.
wide the road will be?
It'll be standard probably 22 feet.
Okay,
It's gotta have two-way traffic on it, so I don't know how long it'll be yet.
all right.
And there's just a modest concern here about, again, going back to this stone boulder bed.
Mhm.
There's clear place for that to flow and go on down. I can't tell. It looks like it just,
Yes, it will empty out toward, so this part of the stream here.
Yeah.
Would just flow, and we can't have any more water coming off that faster than what currently happens. So by the time it is in the culvert and it hits that stone, it's got to slow down in their calculations to show that we're not exiting more water off that site than already. There may be a small retention basin that is built as part of the transfer station plan.
Mhm.
Okay, that will detain the water for a while,
So I will
and slow it down.
slow it down.
Again, as soon as we have those plans, we'll give them to you.
and this condominium building that's on the edge here.
Yeah, it's already getting water from the intermittent
Right.
stream.
Right.
So our responsibility is to make sure they're not getting any more or
Right,
less
right.
Yeah.
than they're currently getting. Well,
And
they can get less, they can't get more.
More.
they'll be getting a little more from that second 55-foot.
We don't, yeah,
Not
but
much.
again,
Not
that
much.
may be because of the drainage or the detention basin.
Okay,
I don't know what the exact calculation is.
Hmm.
I don't even know if that's done yet, but.
And
And the urgency in this is that we are trying to get bid documents
Mhm.
right,
ready so that we can get to bid as soon as possible towards the end of this year, so that we can be on the contractor's construction list, because we're limited now by our order, our administrative order, to get the new transfer station built and in operation by this time next year.
Mhm.
So
Well,
it is going to be very tight to get this done.
we've had, I mean, it's been very dry.
Mhm.
Is this built to accommodate, say,
Yes,
biblical,
yeah.
since we're
They-
dealing
they
with
have
a
to-
ruined condo. in
I'm pretty
Fort
sure they
Myers.
have to do the drainage calculations based on 100-year
Yeah, okay.
flood event.
Mhm.
All of their calculations are way over engineered. This is the 155-foot pipe is 36-inch, it's a 3-foot
Oh,
culvert,
Yeah.
and the 55-footer is a 2-foot culvert. So,
Yeah, still pretty-
yeah, they're big enough to handle
And,
the little bit of water that's flowing in that road.
That's good.
And this is all town land that this is on?
Yes.
And given that this is considered a wetland and therefore of concern to us, what is actually our responsibility as a conservation commission in approving this, that we think? it'll
That you
work?
don't have any, no, you don't, nobody here, me included, is
Has the
qualified to,
expertise.
has the expertise to say that. All you're saying is you don't see anything that's a red flag that you think DES should be
Yes,
concerned
yeah.
about in this design.
Mhm.
I mean, the engineers would not put it in front of us if they had concerns.
Mhm.
I mean, if we were creating, if the existing stream wasn't there, I mean, then we might have an issue, but we're intercepting water where it's already
Sorry,
flowing.
fine.
And I don't see any issues that would
Okay,
be an issue for us, that I can see, unless you guys have a question that you're.
from what I understand about the Supreme Court's docket,
Mhm.
they're going to be reevaluating whether something like this can even fall under the jurisdiction of wetlands. Because the original intent was that the Wetlands Act, so that I've read, was to apply only to navigable bodies of water or those immediately adjacent to them.
Right.
And it sounds like this court is eager to redefine it as navigable. Whether or not they do or not, I don't see, at least myself,
Yeah, I don't
expert that
either.
I am,
I agree with
any
you.
red flags here.
Well, yeah, and I mean, these are really the wetlands that I mean, you're looking at the whole thing because yes, the stream is considered a wetlands. But it's this area here, and we're not changing any of that.
Right.
This
Right.
is all prior to
Yeah.
these wetlands down here. So I agree, Charles. That's-
So I would, as a member, I would propose in the interest of moving this along for the town's benefit, that we accept this.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And what we'll do, if it's okay, is we'll do a letter. So the vote would be that you don't see any issues with this, and that you would authorize the chair to sign a letter concurring with the plan as presented. And then Erit and I can work out the details of the wording of the letter and whatever she's comfortable
Sure.
signing. And I know you guys are leaving. I'll have it ready by next Monday, and
Oh, okay,
we'll
we're back
he told me,
Friday.
or Friday, we can get it signed. But if you guys are willing to make that motion and
Mhm.
take that vote, then we'll prepare the letter.
Second,
Wait, do you
No,
wanna
I
make-
can't make a motion.
Do you
You
wanna
guys
make the
have to.
motion?
I did. I make the motion that we accept this, that we have such a letter sent,
Authorize the chair to,
authorize the chair to approve this.
I second.
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Aye.
okay,
Good.
thank you very much. Appreciate your help in doing this. and-
Thanks for explaining it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, the details. And while we're here,
Mhm.
can we
Make a motion.
make a motion to accept you as vice chair?
I don't know.
We can.
You have a
have
quorum,
enough,
that
we have
would
a
be a
quorum,
legal.
so-
I'll second
that
that.
would be
I will
legal.
too.
You're in for it.
There you
No,
go,
you're
Jen.
here.
You're in charge when Erit's not here.
Say,
Now I know who to call
That's
when
a good-
Erit's traveling, so.
Jenny,
That's
you
a
have to
good
call for a
backup.
vote.
I have to call for a
You
vote.
have to call for a vote because you're acting vice.
All those
Opposed to.
in favor of?
Aye.
I,
There you go, and
Okay.
you can abstain and you still have a quorum, so
Okay.
there
okay,
you go. 11 minutes. Yeah,
all right,
you're-
wonderful, thank you. Jenny.
Interesting.
And so I guess we can make a motion to adjourn. Okay,
Okay,
Okay.
I
Oh,
make a motion to adjourn at 3:20.
okay.
Second.
Second,
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
thank you very much.
I guess you keep. I'll leave this one for
Thank you.
someone else. We don't-